Hey there folks, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Oh, we've got hang on a second. There we go. There we go. I pressed the wrong button. Imagine that. Alright, so we're back here on Carpathian Countryside, and let me do something here real quick. I need to adjust the time. I had jumped in here to just hang out for a little while before... Oh, wrong password. Let's try that again. There we go. Had changed the time down just so the server wasn't clicking along. We'll get it back to 5x. So, welcome back. Welcome to everybody who is in the stream, in the chat. Appreciate all of you guys stopping in and hanging out for a little bit. Today, we got to do a little harvesting, actually. Let's see if we go over here to the menu. We have field number 36 here that we own. It is wheat and it's ready to harvest. And I think since the last time we were on this map, we actually picked up field 35 here, or field 31, I guess it is. So we have that come along as well too. We have almost $400,000. We've got a new trailer. Found this in the clearance section, so picked it up. Thought that would be a good addition to the farm. We have the little class trailer over here. May get rid of that. We may not need it right now. So we need to get a harvester. And just looking around through the harvesters. Oh, that is the wrong category there. Looking around at what we may pick up, and I had put these mods in the map over here. The John Deere is the European version of the 780, 790, and then the 760 and 770. And I think I'm going to go with that. As a matter of fact, the fields on this map are decent sized. So I'm going to go with a decent sized header. So I think we're going to go with this one here, just so we have enough power. And let's go ahead and spec this thing out here real quick. What do we have? Let's see. So let's go with the big top foldable extension. I think we'll leave the engine at the 547. Tires and wheels I think are okay. Actually, you know what? Let's see if we can find something a little cheaper. Those are fairly sporty. Let's do the Continentals. I like the rear wheel assist. Numbers we don't need. Let's add some warning signs to this to kind of make it European styled, since we are on a European map. Oh, what kind of paint do we have here? Oh, that's 5,000 bucks. I don't think so. Let's add a hitch because we need a hitch to pull the trailer, and let's go ahead and get a longer auger because we will need. I do like the foldable ones. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but let's go with that. Everything else looks okay, and no license plate. That's going to almost wipe us out there. But we need it. We are going to need it. So let's go ahead and get us a header. We need a bigger header. We go with this one here, the 13.7. Let's buy that. And we need a header trailer. We'll get that one there. Let's make it look John Deere color. So how you guys doing this Thursday afternoon? A little bit different time than I normally stream, but I was hoping that maybe catch maybe a different audience. Get some different people in here, or some newer people that may not be able to join during my other times. Oh my gosh, we have $1,000 left. What have I done? Oh man, that is not good. That's not good at all. $1,040. We'll go ahead and get this hooked up here and on the trailer, and then we'll head down to the field. Let me turn off that menu. We don't need it. Yeah, I've not been able to get on the server very much lately. I just have not had the time. But the time that I do get on the server, I do enjoy this map. It is a really neat map. Probably should have put that reel down a bit. It looks probably a little top heavy there, but I think it'll tow okay. Okay, now we're off to the field. Let's see if I can do this without having a collision with anything. These roads are not very forgiving. A lot of stuff, poles and everything else right along the edge. So yeah, we have the large field that we'll need to harvest, and I think we have some chicken eggs and some wool that we may have to sell those, even though it may not be the best time of year to sell. We're down to nothing. And we will get some straw off of the field. We'll bale that up, and we have got a lot of silage in our shed. So if we can ever get to the point where silage is at a good price, money will not really be an object. It'll be a good time there to sell it all. We've been mowing the other large grass field that we have and collecting it up and wrapping it, getting it in the storage there for later this year when the prices come up. So the new DLC had just released just a few days ago. The hay and forage pack, I think they call it. Has anybody got any thoughts on that? I actually have not had the time to install it yet. I just have been extremely busy the past few days. I saw it come out, and I just have not gone to install it. So I have not used it yet. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do that this weekend. Check it out and see what is all included and how everything works and looks. We have two ways we can get to our farm. We can turn down this road here or go on down to the other one. And I'm actually going to go down to the other one just to get off the road. That one there has a little bit of traffic on it. And then we'll have to make the little cut there through the small area through town. So we'll go around this way. Farmer Groot, howdy. How you doing? Hopefully you're having a pleasant Thursday. Have one more day in the work week. And then we'll have another weekend roll around. And that train zips along pretty good through here. Wouldn't want to be caught in front of that. Whew. Alright, let's get over here. Hopefully I don't snag on the crossing arm post there. Oh, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. There we go. Hey there, Skidoo. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate making them. Yeah, I really like this one, Farmer Groot. It is a really interesting map. It appears to be very well done. A lot of detail put in it, and I mentioned this before. It's very, very well done. It takes a lot to impress me with maps, and this one definitely did. Which is why I picked it for the community multiplayer server, so that I'd get a little chance to play on it. Trying to mainly just do live streams from the server from time to time, so it's given me a chance to play on it, and I've really enjoyed it. Alright, we're going to just close our eyes and go. Hopefully nothing is coming. Now this combine is probably a little overkill for what we have currently, but the nice thing about it now is we can use it to work on some contracts if we need to, instead of leasing the equipment, so that'll save us a little bit of money, or well, help us earn a little bit more money. And then as we expand, I think it'll come in handy, because you know we've got this field here, and I think at some point we may expand out that way or over that way. So there's fairly decent sized fields on this map, so having a bigger harvester, I think, even though it was quite expensive right now, I think in the long run it'll probably pay for itself. We'll get this pulled over here out of the way. One thing that I normally don't do, and I've kind of had to get used to it playing on the server here, is we're playing 2-day seasons, but we have the time set at 5x, and I just never play, well, rarely play with the time set that fast, and so you really can't dilly-dally around and not be productive. You have to keep moving, try and get everything done. Alright, so I think we are all set here. We'll go ahead and start harvesting. I'm going to put the straw swaths down so we can bale that up later on. Yeah, the fields are fairly large, Farmer Groot, so yeah, I think it'll definitely come in handy at some point. We started out with that little small bison that I brought over from the other map, and it was a little bit too small, so going somewhere in between. I thought about it, but the price of the combines, well, this one here is fairly reasonable compared to some of the in-game ones, so we went with this one. and now we have the capabilities for the future. Hey there, Armpit Studios. How you doing? Glad you're able to drop into the stream. Skidoo, that is a very good question. How do you keep farm sim fresh? You will pump hours into a save and then get bored with it and restart. Well, you know, I have been there, and you know, you can imagine how much I actually play this to make the content I do. And you know, I do struggle with that at times myself. A lot of times what I do is I do have my maps that I produce content on, but sometimes I'll have a personal save of something that I want to try, and I'll go through that and do some different things. But normally, for me to keep a map going and playing through it, normally I try to start the save with some goals in mind. You know, whether it's to reach a certain a value of my farm, to get to a point where I have these particular plots of land and I'm making a profit, or if I've started out in a really big hole as far as a loan or deficit, getting that paid back and becoming profitable. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. A lot of times I'll kind of create a little story role play type situation. So that's some ideas for you. I do get it though. There's been times where I've, and to be honest, 100% honest and transparent with you, there's been times that I have series going that I just get bored with, and some I've just dropped just because I just didn't like the map or just didn't like the way the series was going. Sometimes I just get bored with it and it's just not doing it for me, and so I move on to something else. And so yeah, sometimes it's the map, you just can't get into it, but yeah, I get it. Sometimes you have to just change things up and come up with mostly challenges for myself to keep things going. Farmer Groot's the case guy, so he's using the case. I almost went that route. I really did. But I didn't have any case mods installed. I only had the John Deere one. I thought about going with the base game harvester, but this one was a little cheaper, so we went this route. Armpit Studios just got to go get a haircut. Good luck with that. Hopefully your barber knows what they're doing. Hey Daniel, how you doing? Hey, Daniel's joined the channel. Well, I appreciate that, and welcome to the channel membership. That is very cool. I do appreciate you. Hey Paul, glad you can make it to the stream. And if any of you want to, jump in. This is a multiplayer server. It's free for anybody. So go ahead and jump in through the Discord. You got the information there. Feel free. Could actually use some help here harvesting this field. Paul, I spent all the money. If you notice, we're down to $1,000. And I didn't do it on purpose. We just needed a harvester, and just so happened to bankrupt us. Paul's been in the server doing some contract work for us, and he had gotten the bank account kind of, ooh, slow down, back up. He had worked on the bank account there for us, and I just totally wrecked that. Armpit, you're not going to use a bush hog. Well, that is a very, very good idea. Alright, so I can't jump this wall. They created this wall, so you can't jump it. So we're going to have to run around over here and grab the tractor and the trailer. We'll make it back, Paul. I promise. Alright, we got the case hooked up to this new trailer I bought as well. It holds quite a bit more than the little one we had, so this will be good. We may end up having to sell that little class trailer just to make a little cash back. Or may have to take a load of pallets off or something like that. We'll be okay. Alright, can't quite get... Let's back the harvester up just a bit. Oh shoot, can't do that either. Let me drop the header here. Old Jenny Olstein's got a great demand. Let's see what she's selling or buying. Canola. Nope, that's not it. Where is her great demand? Just curious what is on grass. We may actually have some grass, but we'll save it for the silage. So we did plant wheat in this field. This was our first crop that we planted, and the main reason is because we do have the chickens, and so figured that would be a good way to provide for them without having to buy food. I hear you, Armpit. Well, take care of that. We don't want you looking like an unkept fella there. Years ago I started actually cutting my own hair. Just bought a set of clippers and just take it off with that. I don't know how much money I've saved not going to a barber all these years. Don't have a very good haircut, but I saved some money. Yeah, I was actually concerned a little bit about the horsepower on this harvester and having enough with this bigger header, because you know it is a little bit hilly on this map, but it went up that hill there just fine, so didn't seem to be any issue. So we get this thing going straight here. Seems to be doing pretty good. Hey there, Ethan. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Just out here harvesting some wheat. If any of you have been following along with these streams, you'll know that we do have chickens and we do have sheep on our farm. And if we take a look real quick while the harvester is rolling along, the chickens are reproducing really well. We have a lot of chickens now. Sheep, we still have not gotten a reproduction cycle yet, but they are producing a little bit of wool. I think they'll reproduce here in the next month or 2 or 3. So that'd be good to start getting some more sheep. I thought about buying some more, but well, can't now. We don't have any money. Hey, no problem, Johnny. Yeah, if you want to jump in, go right ahead. Any help would be appreciated. It's always good to have some folks in here helping out. Alright, there we go. Start heading down this field. So we've filled the combine up once, and probably by the end of this row or very shortly thereafter, we're going to have another tank full. So we're making some pretty good good amount of wheat off of this field. That's good. We put a bunch of it into the chicken pen instead of selling it, and they still have a whole lot. So most of this crop will probably be sold. I will probably save a little bit for the chickens to get them through till the next crop. But we do have the new field, and I think there is, I think it's sorghum or barley. Let's take a look at that. It is field 31 here. I don't know what that is. That is sorghum, I believe. So we could also feed them that as well. Anybody have any big plans for this weekend? Now that summer's here and kids are out of school and everybody's taking vacations. I know the weather here is not great this weekend. I was going to maybe try to get the boat out, but I don't know. I don't know if I can or not. It's pretty windy and a lot of storms rolling through, so may have to just hang out at the house for this weekend. Since we're almost full there, I'm going to go ahead and come down this side. That way we don't get caught with our auger inside the field. Well, that's cool, Daniel. You got your son coming in to visit. That's really cool. Always good to, well, most of the time it's good to have family around. I guess some people don't quite get along, but hopefully that's not the case there. Alright, I'll go ahead and jump back over here into the grain cart and get that unloaded again. Johnny, that should be multiplayer server info. You just gotta click the thumbs up to agree to it, and it should open up a more tabs that you get the server info. Alright. While we're waiting on that to unload, let's see if I can squeeze through there. And we'll come over here. I'll show you how much we have in the barn. Look at all that. So we have a lot of bales as you put it in different quantities. But, you know, just the big numbers there. We have 63 bales at 7,500 liters. 43 at 55. So quite a bit of silage we're going to have, and the field over there will be ready to mow again. We just mowed it in June, so a couple months we'll be able to get another mowing off of it, so that'll be really good. Alright, we'll make one more pass around this little area around the farm. I tell you, my favorite harvestering game, and even in the FS19, is this S790. I really like this harvester. It sounds good and it performs good, and is always fairly priced compared to some of the other harvesters, so I tend to use that a lot. I've used it a lot in some of my playthroughs, as well as personal plays, so yeah, this is one of my favorite harvesters that we have in game. Hey Bruce, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the stream. Any of you guys are still at work watching. Hopefully you're having a good work day. Paul's going to come in here and make us some more money because he can't stand to see us as broke as we are. And we may end up making just sell some of this straw directly off the field. That might give us a little bit of cash back. I don't think the price fluctuates too much on the straw. I can check that. Let's see. If we go down here to straw, yeah, we're at 62. It goes to 86. I don't know. I don't know what to do there. Yeah, the interesting thing is we don't have a cultivator, so, and our seeder is just a spreader, so we may end up having to just replow this field unless we pick up a cultivator. Which plowing's not that bad since we do have the those lizard plows. They go pretty quick and they're wide. Matter of fact, they're probably as wide as some of the cultivators out there, and we don't have to fool with weeds. So, kind of works out. Johnny, did you find the information? I think I'll do one more pass over on this side just to give us enough space to turn around. Okay, no problem. Just making sure. Good deal. Yeah, we don't have very many mods installed on this playthrough, so shouldn't be too many to have to download. You probably already have a bunch of them. Nothing real crazy. On my last playthrough that we had on Westby, we had a ton of mods on that playthrough, and we did use quite a few of them, but we didn't use a lot of them. So try to go a little bit more streamlined on this playthrough, just picking things that I actually wanted to use, and then just maybe just add things as we go. Already back almost to 90% here on the combine. A lot of wheat coming off the field. Yeah, Farmer Groot, I try to be. There's times when I don't. Sometimes I just want to try things or just play around with some different equipment that may or may not be realistic and just kind of just have fun. Normally I do that on, or if I do that, would be during a personal play. Most of my content is fairly realistic. Try to be at least. So yeah, I would say I am. Yeah, Johnny, we're gonna probably put the wheat in a silo. It's there on the farm. Yeah, Farmer Groot, you know, sometimes I'll use things like the store deliveries mod or, F12 to make adjustments or to get set up. But as far as, fast farming and things like that, I don't really tend to do. Oh man, hopefully I don't wreck with Paul there. Try to keep it steady. Yeah, I think it's interesting too with this game. There's people that I have watched, especially before I started making content, that don't necessarily play realistic, but normally I was, they were entertaining. But then there's other people that I watched on YouTube that did play realistic, and I really enjoyed their play style and their content and everything just kind of fit, my playstyle and personality. So, that's kind of how I just tried to create my channel. There's a lot of folks out there that don't want to do any of the non-realistic stuff, fast farming, things like that, and I think that helps bring people to my channel because there's not really a ton of content out there, content creators that are doing that. So there are a few, but then there are a lot of people that just don't do that. They're out there with beet harvesters that are 18 meters wide and running through the field at 30 miles an hour, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you want to play, then so be it. But it's just not my style. I like to try to play a little realistic and actually use equipment that I'm familiar with. As y'all have probably noticed, I don't do a whole lot of root crops. Potatoes and sugar beets and things like that. And a lot of that just stems from it's not something that is near my geography, so I'm not familiar with it, and so I don't normally do that. Yeah, Farmer Groot, you're kind of limited on console with what you can do, which is a good and a bad thing. If you do want to play realistic, then there you go, right out of the gate. You have that option. You're not tempted to cheat as easily as the PC folks. Hey, Hodge 1. Is that a cup of coffee there? Yes, it is. Or maybe that's tea, I don't know. I know, Johnny, the root crops, man, they take forever to harvest. Now, I am doing the sugarcane series, and that is something that is way outside my norm. And I've actually enjoyed it. It's been kind of neat. Will I do sugarcane at some point in the future? maybe, but probably not. I don't know. It's just not something that generally fits into my series that I'm doing, but it's been good. Over in Louisiana, which is not far from me, they grow a lot of sugar cane, and I've actually been out over there before and seen the fields of it. So it's kind of neat to see it, the production of it, and I'm enjoying that series. So Well, cool, Farmer Groot. I'm glad that you found my channel and subscribed. That's really cool. Yeah, Westby was a great map. I enjoyed that series. The only trouble I had with it is I actually recorded that series on a multiplayer server, so that was a little bit challenging, trying to time things appropriately and get in and take care of things, but it worked out. Hey there, Lancy boy, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in, appreciate it. Getting excited about American Falls. Well, I appreciate that, Skidoo. You know, I'm just an old country boy. Grew up around the stuff, the agricultural world, and, you know, had a lot of friends and their dads and stuff that farmed when I was in high school, and so I'm just a guy, you know. I really appreciate Paul and Johnny dropping into the server. It's really neat to have some help in here. I think it does make the content a little better. Having folks in here with me helps it flow just a little bit better, so I'm not having to do everything. Yeah, it really won't take too long to get this field harvested. I don't think. Now, I know there's some contract work that we have, but, you know, I'm wondering, what is the crops? Is there a is it standard crop calendar on this map? Let's see. It looks fairly standard. So yeah, we can't really replant anything until later this fall anyway. Only option would be to potentially get this field planted with grass and try to get one cutting off of it. I don't know if that would be feasible. What do you guys think? We either wait and plant a crop later on, or try and quickly turn this field around to a grass field just for maybe one cutting. And Paul and Johnny, I don't have a game audio or anything on, so if you need something, you'll have to put it in the chat there. We're not putting sugarcane in. Not putting sugarcane in. Hey, no problem, Lancy boy. Oh, that was weird. The trailer wasn't letting the wheat fall out of the auger. That must have been a little trigger zone there. It didn't like. So we did have that little JCB on the farm, a little skid steer. Actually, I didn't like it. Just didn't seem to handle very well. It could just been me, but there was a class telehandler popped into the used vehicle section a little while back, so went ahead and traded the skid steer in for the telehandler. So that may come in a little bit handier on the farm, a little bit more lifting capacity. Yeah, you'd have to twist my arm really, really, really hard. There, Farmer Groot. Yeah, I've enjoyed the sugar cane, but I'm just going to stick to it on that playthrough, I think. Now that I have that forage harvester for the harvesting part, that goes pretty quick. The planting is what takes so long. Old Johnny B's over there got the radio blasting, the air conditioner on, just hanging out, waiting for his next run. I know when I play with my kids on the game, they always have the radio turned on. Of course, I can't because I'd get a copyright infringement. Can't have the music from game playing, hearing my recorded stuff, so I don't generally tend to use it. Occasionally on personal playthroughs I'll turn it on if I'm just kind of kicked back, you know, playing a bit. So yeah, the seed does run out pretty quick. I do have that large planter on that particular playthrough, and it's doing okay with the planting. It doesn't seem like I'm going through it too much, but I'm also using the sugar cane instead of seeds, and I don't know if that makes a difference. I think you could plant it with seeds as well, but I'm not sure if the seeding rate is a little different. I'm not an expert at the sugar cane. Yeah, it looks like we're a little over halfway done here. Probably go a little quicker if I could keep it lined up there. Yeah, I've normally been streaming in the evenings, at least in my time zone here, and I just wanted to get on a little earlier and maybe catch some folks at a different time. I know our schedule here is for the next few months is going to be rather quite crazy. I've got a lot going on, so just trying to get things in when I can. If you've been following my channel, you may notice that I haven't had a Flipped Farm episode in a couple weeks now, I think. I'm hoping to try and get back on that. I've just have not had the time, and those take a little bit longer to record and edit and everything than some of the Let's Play type series, so try to get back on it. Time management, just don't have enough hours in the day. Of course, I don't do this full time. This is just a little hobby activity, so definitely have to fit it in when I can. Hey, Pleasant View, how you doing? Always glad to have some familiar faces in the streams. Hey, I know, I feel you. Same here. I know some of you folks that they actually farm for real. I know this is a busy time of year for you all, spring, summer, and fall. Really, not your only slow time is in the winter, and sometimes that's not even slow. This is Carpathian Countryside. We did a little different setup here on the multiplayer server, just trying something non-US, I guess you could say. Just trying something a little different. It's a pretty neat map. Definitely check it out if you hadn't. I like it. I like it a lot. As I said a little bit earlier in the stream, it takes a lot to impress me with a map, and this one definitely did. Definitely did. It's got a lot to it, and it just seems to be very well done. Now some of the farmyards are a little tight, so that's not my favorite thing in the world. But you can do some customizing if you want. Most everything is deletable, so you can get rid of things if you want and open it up, or make your own farmyard somewhere. Yeah, I like the older stuff as well, Pleasant View. That's one of my favorite things about this game, is some of the old equipment that, you know, I grew up with or around, getting to use it. And unfortunately, we are playing this, we have this map or server set up as a cross-play, so we're kind of limited on the mods we can add in. Hey there, Fragile. I don't know if we're going to do. I think we're trying to run this server here as a community thing, so we're kind of all working toward the same goal, working on the community farm. So we're not really separating up the farms at this time. No doubt about that, Pleasant View. And no oil leaks either. Alright, we are nearly there, just a couple more passes. Fragile, you have to join the Discord channel that I have. That's in the description of the live stream. You can find the Discord invite, and you'll have to just agree to some rules, click the thumbs up button, and it'll open up the multiplayer server information. That way you can check it out there. It's open for Discord members. It's free, doesn't cost anything. We're just trying to keep it a little bit structured. Oh my goodness, Pleasant View. Isn't that frustrating? Spend days and hours trying to fix a a cheap little part like that. Yeah, Paul, I do like that baler. Mark Thor's done a great job on it. And while it doesn't necessarily fast farm, it does have a wider pickup. So it just helps with collecting up the material off the ground a bit. Hey David, how you doing? I hope I can get that last strip in one pass, but I may have to make another one. I don't know, we'll see. It's going to be close. Doing good, David. Just hanging out here, playing a little farm sim. That always makes the day better, huh? And I'm getting to do it with real life people and not the the in-game helpers. So that's a huge plus there too. Yeah, so if anybody is interested in the community multiplayer server, just another public service announcement here is you just join the Discord. The invite is in the description of this live stream, and you can find the multiplayer server section, rules, whatever it's called, I believe, and you'll just have to click the thumbs up at the bottom and agree to the rules. And then once you do that, it should open up some more channels there that you can get the server info and password, and there's a multiplayer chat, voice channels, things like that. And it's free, doesn't cost anything. It's just something that I am doing to give back to the community. And believe it or not, actually I'm able to get the entire strip in one pass, so that's very good. One of the goals I think on this particular server, you know, they only last so long until you're kind of just capped out at what you can do. You've either made a ton of money or you own most of the map or whatever. So one of the goals I think we have, or we're trying to shoot for on this playthrough, is to own all the farms. If we take a look at the map, there are actually several farms. We have this one down here, where 42 is. There's a farm here. And then the big main farm is up here. So it's, at some point, it'd be nice to own all three, because I think they have different animal pens on the farms. And of course, we'll probably need some more land at some point to to make the money to buy all of that. David, no, we currently have the server set up for crossplay. Now that may continue, may not. We have had it just PC only, but we'll probably, you know, just address that, you know, once we switch again. But currently, it is set up for crossplay, which is why I have the dot in the screen. I can't turn that off. See the dot? I don't have my PC tools to turn all of that off. Yeah, Farmer, that's actually Farmer Crew. That's why I picked that one, because it was a whole lot cheaper. Yeah, I know some people, even on some multiplayer servers that I've seen, is they'll buy all this land, and look how nice Paul puts those bells out. Isn't that cool? That makes picking them up easy. But yeah, they'll set these servers up with all the equipment you could want, all the land you need, and money in the bank. And it's just like, at that point, you don't have anything to work towards, and that loses a lot of the draw for me. I like to have a challenge or a goal and a struggle. I mean, if you guys have watched my content, I'm constantly struggling, whether it be with money or issues or whatever. I just think things like that just make it fun. I don't know where to park this giant header, so I think what I'm going to do is we're going to park the combine right here. I hope we don't get this stuck going around this building. Matter of fact, let's just... Oh gosh, I may have messed up. Oh my goodness. Does that light post have collision? Oof. We're about to find out. Ooh. Oh, yes it does. Oh, it's never going to swing around that fence. Oh gosh. Don't look. Don't look. Oh my goodness. Oh no, 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 no. Oh. Oh no, what is going on with this thing? Come on, get around that fence post. Just pull it off the fence post. So much for the realism, folks. Come on, pop back on the trailer. Oh, thank goodness. Woo! Now, so that was a bad idea. FYI. Oh my gosh. This was a terrible idea. Alright, I'm going to park it here, but we're going to have to find another spot to put this thing. That doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. Yeah, that is, I don't know where we could really put that on this farmyard. There's just no place to put it. May just have to leave it out here beside the field or something. Yeah, I'll pick up the bells, Johnny. If you want to grab the plow, I guess we could go ahead and start plowing the field. That way, if we decide to do grass, we can do that, or we just have it ready for our next crop. We had two of these pickups. I actually ended up selling one of them. Just didn't really seem to use both of them. And actually had the lawn care bed on one of them, and I thought that it would pull the JCB skid steer around, and it didn't really. It was just too much of a load for it, so I just got rid of it. Yeah, RB trucking. Yep, I like to struggle, and there we go. I didn't plan that, I promise. Hey, Game of Joy. Let's see. Do we put those? You know, I want to make a little cash here. We have nothing. Let's see where we can sell this and make a little bit of cash back. Jenny's or animal. Let's just run down to Jenny's real quick. This won't be much, but we have nothing. We're on vapors here in our bank account. If anybody needs fuel or seeds or fertilizer or anything like that, we're going to be in trouble. So let's go ahead and sell some of this straw. And you know what? I actually think we have a loan. Yeah, we still have $200,000 loan that we'll have to pay back at some point. Yeah, we'll definitely probably need to do a contract to get ourselves out of the hole. But we do have a big harvester now, so that'd be nice. Alright, I believe the bell sale point is right here, if I remember correctly. And let's see. It is. 9,600 for load. That's not terrible. No problem, Game of Toy. I changed up my time here just a bit, just to try a little different time, and so no worries at all. Hopefully we don't have any traffic coming here. Let's just go for it and we're good. Oh, got a little squirrely there. Wish this trailer held just a few more bells. Probably end up having to get something a little bigger at some point in the future. And we do have the little one. I could have hooked both of them up, I guess. There's no way. I can only get 2 more. We have 3 down here. That's okay. I'll make one more trip out to the field. I think we can get them all. Oh, there's a lag spike. Whoa, my goodness. That was rather violent. Alright, we'll get this last few bells. Let's see, do we have a few up there? We do. Paul, there's a little bit of straw right up here. I don't know if you saw that. Right here. We'll see if that makes enough for another bell. Nope, Alright, we'll get these put in the barn and we'll be done with the baling. I tell you, it really goes quick when you have helpers to play with. Not having to stop and, especially with grass work, you have to do a lot of it yourself. And so instead of having to bale and then go back and pick up, kind of do everything at once, and it goes really, really quick. We need to wash that trailer. Hey, no problem, Farmer Groot. Thanks for joining in. Enjoyed the chatting with you. So hopefully have a good rest of your day. All right, let's check. Let's just see if there's any good stuff in the used vehicle. Oh my goodness, there is some stuff in here. We need some cash. A couple tractors, a front end loader. Whatever that is, grass roller. Alright, so we do have, let's see, we have, the plowing is going. That's going good. We have, I think we can get some grass planted. I think that would be the way to go. I really do. Because if we look at the calendar, let's see, where are we at? We're in July. We get it planted now, it'll grow August, September. We probably can harvest in October, November. A good full harvest. And then we'll just replow it. And we can plant a crop, one of these crops next spring. I think we should do that. That way we can maximize our yield off of that field. And let's just take a look and see, what did we end up with on wheat? We had a little bit in there, so probably about 125,000 liters, I think we made, so that's really good. Sheep still have plenty of grass. We put a bunch of grass in there. And then the chickens, they got 45,000 liters of wheat. Johnny. Yeah, GPS. That does come in handy. What I think we can do is we can sell some of these egg pallets. I think we'll do that. We'll load them up on the pickup truck. Oh, you know what? These, I wonder if that bale trailer... Oh no, it's not universal auto load. We're on crossplay. So yeah, it only does bales. So yeah, I guess we'll put the egg pallets there in the pickup truck. We'll get those sold. That'll give us some cash. Let's see if we get both of them at the same time. Nope. Didn't even get one of them. Yeah, I just give up on straight lines when when I'm not using GPS. Why is this not picking up the pallets? Does anybody know what's going on? It is not. There we go. Okay, I guess I just had to get closer. I know a lot of people don't like using this big bag thing here, but I do. I think it's still just as realistic as the forklift, or the pallet forks, I guess. Sometimes it's just a little finicky trying to use the pallet fork, so this just tends to work a little better. Wow. Oh, you know what? Doesn't the bed size drop down on this truck? Let's see. They do. Alright, get out. There we go. Hey Paul, that plow will not go under the shed. Yeah, Game & Joy, I did. I didn't like it. I didn't like that thing. It was just a little bit too jerky to me trying to drive it. So I actually found a good deal on this, and I don't think it actually cost us any or very much more to trade up for the telehandler. So we got a little bit more capacity with this. Should we get both when we can? Yeah, just caught the incident there, turning my camera. Saw Paul trying to rip the side of the roof down. Let's see if we get this lined up somewhat. And we'll try to get them all in one. Oh, can I do this? Let's see. How about that? Alright, David. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. A lot of good folks over on the Discord willing to help out. So, actually just a nice place to hang out and ask questions. Chit chat with folks, make some friends. I tell you, I'd never even used Discord before all of this, and really didn't know what it was. And then after starting my channel, you know, people was asking if I got a Discord and this and that, and I was like, you know, I don't, but I had to create a channel, and boy, that was an ordeal. But it's been a good place to have, and I've enjoyed chatting with some folks, being able to get answers and everything, so it's been really neat. Alright, so where do we sell the eggs? The supermarket, and I do not know where that is, so let's tag it real quick and see. Let's see, we'll go up the road, and right there. Alright. Come on, White Car, let's get out of the road. Ooh, man, it's a little twitchy. Hang on, I'm gonna switch over to the steering wheel here. Maybe I can drive this truck a little smoother with that. One thing about these trucks is the acceleration on them is just a little bit, or maybe they just brake too much. I don't know what the deal is, but if you let off the accelerator, it just stops. And I find that a little frustrating sometimes. Once you get going, they run pretty good, but like in those tight areas around town where you're constantly slowing down, this tends to be a little frustrating, at least for me. Yeah, that's what I figured, Josh. Figured they just had a little bit too much braking force. Of course, you know, being crossplay, not much we can do about that. I've never sold anything at this location. This is the first time coming down here. Let's see what we make. Be interested. Oh, we got a back end? What in the world? Yeah, I'm in your way. Yeah. Do you see that guy just give me that dirty look? Oh, come on, man. I'm doing the best I can. Alright, we're selling eggs finally. That ain't half bad right there. Almost 18 grand. That is pretty good, actually. Making Paul's money back. That is awesome. And now that the chickens have reproduced quite a bit, should start making quite a bit of eggs, actually. Alright, let's see if we can just scoot down this road. Getting some lag there, oh my goodness. Oh, come on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on, truck. There we go. This road, no, it's the next one, isn't it? Can't find my way home. I think it is right here, yeah. Alright. We're almost back now. Now this little field here to the left, I'm still kind of interested in. It's not much to it. I don't know. It's so skinny. But it would be some extra grass. Oh my gosh. That we could potentially harvest. It's just a meadow. Relatively inexpensive field. Close by too. Come on, we'll get pulled back here. Let's see. Let's turn it around here so we can get in and out of the truck. There we go. Alright, so chickens are good, sheep are good. We've sold the eggs. Hey, no worries, David. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit. Hopefully you don't have too big a repair to make on your boat. Alright, so let's see. Let's check on the guys, see what kind of progress they've made on the plowing. Okay, they're working their way through it. So we'll let them get that done. So I think what I'm going to do is we need to probably go ahead and get a contract going, because even if we plant grass today in game, then we're not going to have anything to do until probably August. So let's go ahead and grab us a contract. Let's see what we have available. Field 7, where is that? Let's take a look at everything and see what may be the best option. Ooh, that's a big field there. How much bigger is it than... It's not too much bigger than our field. Field 30 and 38. They're close. Let's do 38. Let's get the oats. So we're going to accept that contract. We'll use our harvester. And we'll go head down there and get going on that. Or if any of the other guys want to do some harvesting, feel free. I can always do something else. I spent plenty of time in the harvester today, so just let me know. All right, Paul. Yeah, if you wanna harvest a bit, that'd be fine. I can swap over. I just blink. I didn't want to run across the field. I almost took Paul's foot off there too. I tell you, you can't beat these plows. You can't beat them. Discharge it to workers' comp there, Paul. You know, one thing we probably do need to get another tractor at some point. That way we can have a few more machines. We've been able to do pretty good with the pickup truck and the bell collecting. That's worked out pretty good. But yeah, we probably do need another tractor. But we also need some more land at some point to try and expand a bit. You only make so much off of each field, and since we are playing with seasons, it does limit you on what you can make each year. Which is kind of neat because it does slow down the gameplay a bit. When you don't play with seasons, I mean, it's just constant churning. You know, you're scrambling right after you harvest to get a field ready to plant something else. Whereas with seasons, you get a little time, normally some downtime in the winter months to take care of some other things. So it does slow down the gameplay just a bit, in my opinion. Been struggling through this live stream a bit. I'm having to mute the mic some to clear my throat. I got a little aggravation there today and getting a little scratchy trying to talk a bit. So I've had some pauses there. That's what's going on. Try not to cough into the mic. Yeah, so I think that'll be pretty good if we can get the grass planted in here. Even though it will cost us some seeds, but I think what we could make off of it as far as silage or something will far outweigh what we spend in getting it ready. It'd be almost like we're double cropping the field. Missed a spot. So I did ask this earlier on the stream. We got some new faces in here. Since then, has anybody played around with the new DLC that released this week? I mentioned that I have not. I hadn't had the time. Just wondering your thoughts on that. Maybe how it compares to the Kubota DLC or even the Go Well. And I actually I've seen a couple of preview videos released on it, but I haven't watched anything. I just have not had the time So other than a few of the fact sheets I think that had come out, I really don't know a whole lot about it. Hopefully I'll get it downloaded this weekend and get a little playtime with it, check it out. I do like to try and make some content on some of the new stuff, and unfortunately what I've found is if you're not one of the folks that have the early preview, by the time I get it and have a chance to make content, well, everybody's already seen it all. So those vids don't normally do really good. So I probably won't make any type of a preview on this one, or post view, I guess, at this point. And to be honest with you, I just really hadn't had the time. I used to be able to make more tutorial type videos and overview type things, and I just have not had the chance. You know, we should have probably put fertilizer down on the field before we plowed it in. That would have saved us a step later on, but oh well. I'm wondering if we put fertilizer down before we plant the seeds, would that actually... will that change the state so that we could then fertilize it after we seed? We might be able to do that. Okay. Thank you, Jim. So if we put, so at this stage we've plowed, if we put fertilizer down now, then we could seed it, and then we should be able to re-fertilize directly after seeding. I think that's how it'll work. Man, I'm getting some lag there. Well, I guess we'll find out. How about that, Jim? We can hurry up and get this plowed. We'll try it out and see what happens. Anyone ever been in a hot air balloon? Kind of an odd question to ask, but I was just driving along and looking out at the hot air balloon there. Just made me wonder. Made me think of a time I was actually living in Kentucky at the time. And I was sitting out on my porch one day and kept hearing this just like sound like flamethrowers, really. And then here these hot air balloons just kind of start drifted over the apartment, and just kind of out of the blue. It's kind of neat. Yeah, actually, if we can get this plowed up here, the fertilizing part will go extremely quick, and the seeding will too. I haven't seeded. I don't think I put the seed out on a stream when we planted this, so it's actually fairly spectacular. As far as seeders go, it works really well. The only thing is the capacity of the seeder. It just doesn't hold very much. So it takes several refills to try and get the field done. Or at least it did when I planted the wheat here. Can't have that one little spot left in the field. We'll have this left, and I think, yeah, we'll probably have 2 passes down there, maybe 1. And this will be done. Knocked it out pretty quick. I usually try to have my streams run about 2 hours. Seems to be a fairly good time to get some stuff done, and you know, try and get at least a task or 2 completed. But we've made really good progress on this stream, so I've been really pleased. Pretty cool seeing out in the distance the guys working together down there on the harvesting. I guess the nice thing about playing with real people versus the helpers is you don't have to instruct them everything to do. You know, people can get on and do what needs to be done. You don't have to constantly jump over to another tractor to try and get a helper out of a ditch or off of a car that is hit, taking something down to the sell point. Gotta love the helpers. Alright, we'll get that dropped off there, and we're going to see if I can squeeze around this telehandler here and pick up the fertilizer spreader. I'm going to zoom in just a bit so I can see what I'm doing. Got it. And it's full of fertilizer, so we'll go on out to the field. I tell you, one thing I don't like about the crossplay server is the collision with the buildings. As you can turn that off on PC, and yeah, that's frustrating. I don't like it. I'd rather just go through it. Because to me, it just makes the camera jump around just a bit much. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put the fertilizer out here and then come back along with the seeder. and get some seeds out, and then may try and put some more fertilizer out. See if it'll work out. I think it will, but I haven't done that in a long time, so I'm not sure. This spreader slings it out pretty wide, so it just doesn't take very long. Yeah, one thing about this map too is kind of neat. You're not cutting across the map to get places, because there the ditches are all over the map, and there's just no like just way to cheat across the map. You pretty much have to stay to the roads and use the bridges because they are fairly deep. You would definitely wreck or get stuck trying to cross them. Which that in itself does make it a challenge, having to you know, take the roads and not just make your own path. It's not like no man's land where you can just drive where you want to. Yeah, so once we get this headland done here, the center of the field will go pretty quick. It'll just be a few passes back and forth and we'll have this knocked out. But I may end up needing some more fertilizer to finish the field, and as a matter of fact, well, I'll make one more pass down and back, and we'll see where we're at. Alright, Paul, no problem. Take it easy. I missed a little bit there, but that's okay. Yeah, so that pass there, we're down to 54%. So yeah, we may actually get it all done. Only 54%, so yeah, we may be okay. Yeah, Paul, thanks. Had fun. Appreciate you helping out. Always loved the look of the freshly tilled fields. And it definitely helps to put the fertilizer out when it's like this, because once the crop grows up a little bit, it actually can sometimes become quite difficult to see where you need to put the fertilizer out. And you know, to be honest with you, a lot of times I'll use a helper, especially putting out lime and fertilizer. Sometimes even spraying fertilizer, because they can just do a better job. You don't have so much overlap and wasted materials. But I have been able to do it fairly decent with the field in its current state, just because you can see the ground and the change of the ground as we go over it. But yeah, I think we'll be good. Still have 36%, so that's going to be just fine for us to complete this. And I may have missed a few little spots here and there, but that'll be okay. I don't think we can change the width on this one. Yeah, this spreader does not have the adjustable width. So going down this path, we just have to put out at a maximum width. All right, and there we go. Pretty easy. I love these big, wide spreaders that really slings fertilizer out there. It just doesn't take a whole lot of time to get these done. And the nice thing about using solid fertilizer is that it does go further. I tend to not generally use the liquid fertilizer just because it seems like you have to fill up so much more often. Now, you know what I'll do is I'll go ahead and come out here and refill this thing with these bags that are sitting out here. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually just going to leave it right there, because if we are going to try fertilizing after we seed, then we'll need it again. So this seeder is quite interesting. It actually throws the seeds, I think it's 20 meters. And there's no speed control on it. So it'll go as fast as the tractor will go. And we actually may have to go get some more seeds, so we may not be able to finish this. We'll see. But let's get started here, and I'll show you what I mean. Look at that. As fast as you can go. That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, I know that's not realistic. But this is just the way the mod's made. And I guess technically you could plant grass like this. I have actually planted grass with a spreader like this. And they will pretty much run as fast as your tractor will run. Most of them are PTO driven, so as long as you have the PTO going, it's a steady slinging seeds out. So I guess it's realistic. That's right, you just broadcast it, Jim. Let's see if I get that there in the corner. Cut around the trees. Yeah, I mean, people plant deer plots, everything like this, so it's realistic. And we're planting grass. Now, we did plant the wheat with this. However, you could plant wheat with a broadcast spreader and pack it in, but it wouldn't be in the nice little rows that you would have it using a traditional seeder. Missed a spot. Keep missing spots. But you see how fast it's going through the seeds. It just mows through it. And I don't believe that we have any more seed bags at the farm. Nice thing about seeding though is it doesn't waste seeds if you're not putting seed in the ground. So if you do overlap a bit, it doesn't use anything extra. It only uses seeds where it's actually putting it down on the ground. So if you overlap with a seeder like this, it's not really a big deal. Matter of fact, just like that spot. Well, actually, I forgot to turn it off. It's still going. Oh, turn the lights on. We'll just zip around here and get this. Give us some room to turn around. And I know I'm going quick because I do want to try to get this finished. I could set the cruise control at a more realistic speed, but we're just trying to knock this out. We're getting close to the end of the stream. Don't have too much more time. Let's see if we can make one more pass down here. Maybe two. I'm gonna run down here and grab the spot that I missed. I have a tendency to forget about it if I don't go ahead and take care of it. And we are getting very, very low. You know, I'm all over the place with this. Like I said, just trying to get it out just as quick as we can. And that's it. We're out. And I'm pretty sure there are no more bags of seed. Let me just double check. There is not, I don't think so. Let's look around. Nope, we are going to have to buy some more seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy a few bags. Let's see. Here we go. We'll get seeds. Let's just get... We'll get 4 of them. That should be plenty. And we'll get down to the shop and get that at some point. Johnny is probably taking a load there, so matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and wrong thing there. I'm going to go ahead and drive the truck down. We'll grab the seeds and get that loaded up. We'll see how good my forklift handling skills are down there at the shop. Need to get on the correct side of the road, or I'll just ride down the middle. We'll still have the supermarket trigger location tag there. Let's see, I think we can take this road here. So we'll just load the pallets on the back of this truck. Should be easy enough. As a matter of fact, we can go ahead and open up the decking there so that we can just slide them right in. Almost drifted out in front of that car. I tell you, the shop on this map, I always think it's somewhere right around here, but you have to go on down a bit. And then it's kind of just like, boom, we're here. Kind of jumps out. Alright, let's you know what, let's back in on this side. We might be able to pick all 4 bags up at one time. Let's see what we can do. We got the little telehandler here, which is a neat addition to the map. Every cell location or production location that has a need for some type of pallet fork or telehandler has one, and they're just scattered out about the map, and you can use them. That's pretty neat. I like that. Can we get both? Will it pick up? Oh my goodness, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Everything's clear. Yep, looks good. I'm gonna just ease it onto the truck bed. Oh my goodness, that one fell off. How lucky was that? Oh, let's see. You know what, let's see, can we get a strap on without grabbing those forks? Let's see, can that one, let's see what happens. Are we gonna be stuck in there? Oh no. That worked out great. Alright, so we have all our seeds on. Oh, there we go, there we go. Oh. So I guess there's only 3 spots. Hold that back up, looks good. Oh. Alright, so I'm actually going to leave this truck here. We'll get the seeds down to the farm and finish that up at some point. I'm going to help Johnny down here with the field for just a moment. Nice thing about oats is you don't have a ton of bulk that you have to haul off. So usually not too many trips down to the sell point location. I tell you, having this bigger trailers is definitely going to help. Alright, so we have gotten quite a bit done. We got our field harvested, we got it plowed, fertilized, and seeded. We do need to finish the seeding. I wasn't able to get that done because we ran out of the seeds. And then we'll get that re-fertilized so that the grass will be ready to go as soon as it gets ready. We do have another field coming along. I think that is sorghum. So we'll work on that when it comes time. So yeah, things are moving along. We're low on cash, but we have a lot of stuff that we can sell later this year. So I think things will change going into this winter. We're going to see we're going to see our fortunes change, I believe, on this particular playthrough. So anyhow, I think we're going to leave it at that. It's been right at 2 hours. So appreciate y'all for joining the stream and hanging out, chatting with me. Appreciate Johnny and Paul for jumping in the stream, and next time I have one, you guys think about jumping in if you can and playing along. It makes things go a little bit quicker. We can get things done and have a lot of fun. So anyhow, thank you guys for watching. All of your continued support. Be sure to click that thumbs up button too on the video. I appreciate that. And have a great weekend. I'll see you guys later.